Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, a free site, bettingangle.us, a free site. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, recently I picked against we'll call him a boxer puncher, although I would debate that a little bit. Right? I bet against Devin Haney. The Haney crowd let me know it before the fight took place. Many of you weighed in the comment section and said, you've got to be kidding. Not only should Devin Haney, moving up in weight, against the champ who only lost to Josh Taylor in Josh Taylor's backyard, Regis Prograis, not only should Haney be favored in the fight, but Haney's going to win this fight dramatically. Right? Some of you talked about Haney being a boxer puncher. Right, Haney, of course, is still unbeaten. The fight took place. Devin Haney wins every round of that fight. I conceded. Devin Haney gets the one knockdown in that fight. Right, now, let me just say, if you like Devin Haney, if you're a boxing fan who wants to see a boxer puncher, let me highlight one right here. He used to be the cruiserweight champion. He's still unbeaten. This guy has a mean streak in him. Not only is he a boxer puncher, folks, he's a southpaw. He's slick. He already has Maris Breidis' scalp on his resume. Not only that, he's that Riddick Bowe type of fighter, where the sanctioning body said, hey, if you go ahead with this fight, we're going to strip you of the title. And Jay Opetaia, looking at the $450,000 payday he was being offered to fight Ellis Zorro, unbeaten Brit, top 15 ranked Brit at cruiserweight. Looking at the back end of his deal with the Saudis, where there are two other fights. If Jay Opetaia takes care of business after the 3 fights, he'll get something in the neighborhood of $2 million. Jay Opetaia decided, okay, I'm the Ring Magazine cruiserweight champion. I'm unbeaten. I've already beaten my current mandatory, Maris Breidis. If you're going to take the belt from me, you go ahead and do so. But I can't pass on not only the career payday, but the career exposure. Because you and I know a lot of fans are going to tune in to this big fight card that's coming up that has not just one former heavyweight champion, Deontay Wilder, not just 2 former heavyweight champions, Anthony Joshua, but 3 former heavyweight champions, Joseph Parker, as well as the guy who I feel is the best heavyweight on the card. He's not even in the fights involving the guys I've just named. And that's Filip Hrgovic. Right? Just understand, folks, this is a blockbuster fight card with people like Lyndon Arthur, with people like Dimitri Bivol. They're fighting each other. Right? You want to see an avoided heavyweight. You thought, when is Frank Sanchez, who's unbeaten, who's already beaten Efe Ajagba, when is he going to be showcased on a big fight card? Folks, he's being showcased here. He's on the fight card. So understand, Jay Opetaia understood. This is the biggest card in boxing. He was being offered big money. Whatever you say about Jay Opetaia, understand, he's already been a world champion. There's no question on whether he can be one. He became one by overcoming a broken jaw against Maris Breidis. Understand, going into that fight, Breidis had only lost to one guy, Alexander Usyk. Right? So here, you have Joe Opetaia giving his belt back. He's unbeaten, but he's no longer the cruiserweight champion. And he's fighting Ellis Zorro. Now, let me say this about Ellis Zorro. He does have an excellent left hook to the body. And he's fighting a southpaw. That punch might come in handy. Right? He's two-handed. But he doesn't have a lot of power. He's an athlete. But in my favorites folder right now is a recent fight he had where he almost loses it in the 7th round. The other guy hits him, and I believe Ellis Zorro didn't know where he was. I believe the ring post kept him up. Right? I thought without the ropes, the guy would have fallen into the front row. His nose starts bleeding. He's badly rung up. Fortunately for him, it was only an 8-round fight. Fortunately for him, he was able to bounce back in the 8th round to win that fight by decision. Now let's try to chop down rounds here. Understand, I would argue that compared to Devin Haney, Jay Opetaia hits harder. I would say compared to Devin Haney, who is a master at spacing, is a master at keeping you away from him. Jay Opetaia wants to come inside at times. Right? This is that boxer puncher with a mean streak. You know, Devin Haney, very excellent at setting you up, throwing that last shot that kind of shows the crowd, shows the judges that he's won the exchange, and then he resets, forces you to move his feet. Understand, when Jay Opetaia opens up, folks, you realize this guy can be a combination puncher. This guy's trying to hurt you. He just fought a ranked, unbeaten British cruiserweight. Goes after him from the opening bell. Stops him. The guy is so out of it when he hits the canvas that the guy grabs Jay Opetaia's trunks and holds on to them. And you actually see Jay Opetaia stand there. This is the mindset. This is the level of nastiness. Jay Opetaia just stands there and lets the guy on the canvas pull down his trunks. He just stands there. In fact, if you look at the film closely, you'll notice there's an earlier round where Opetaia opens up at the end of the round. This is a Joe Louis move. He opens up at the end of the round. The other guy is reeling. And then Opetaia looks at the referee as the bell rings. Opetaia wants the ref to know, I have this guy. You're going to have a decision to make. Right, folks? This is a tough fighter. I believe he wins this fight by stoppage. Let's talk about why bettors need to consider that risk. It's because, believe it or not, even though he's fighting a top 15 cruiserweight, Jay Opetaia is a better than 33-1 favorite. Folks, this is a Mike Tyson era boxing line. He's going off at a minus 33-34. If you take Ellis Zorro, who's an unbeaten fighter, you're getting better than 13-1 odds. You're getting a plus 13-14. Let me repeat that, a plus 13-14. Right? We're going to have to chop this down. Let me also say this too. While I believe Jay Opetaia wins this fight, this is gambling. This is the world of probabilities, not certainties. Even though Ellis Zorro is not a knockout puncher, I believe he only has something like 7 stoppages on his resume. Right? Just understand, a plus 1300 is a plus 1300, and you'd be getting an unbeaten fighter. The bet I recommend is twofold. I'm not taking any fighter, not even Prime Mike Tyson at 33-1. The bet I like is that the fight does not go the distance. You're getting that at a minus 556. Again, a minus 556. What I'm also going to do, and this is purely a speculation, right? The casino is daring me to get a plus 1300, actually a plus 1314 on an unbeaten fighter. Now I know Jay Opetaia is badass, but he's just one of two unbeaten fighters in this match. Right? This is Ellis Zorro's big moment. He's already 31 years old. Right? I've seen stranger things happen in a fight. The hedge here, and I believe in hedges, even though I think Opetaia wins the fight by stoppage. The hedge here is Ellis Zorro simply to win. You're getting him at better than 13-1. Right? If Opetaia gets the stoppage at any time during the 12-round fight, and you need to check the length of the fight, because they booked it as 12 rounds when they thought this was a title fight. Since then, Opetaia has been stripped. The math changes if it's only a 10-round fight. Then you're missing 6 minutes of championship rounds. Everything I say in this video is premised on it being a 12-round fight, but understand the situation is fluid. If they shorten the fight to 10 rounds, because the fight is no longer a title fight, then my advice would be to stay on the sidelines. But if it's a 12-round fight, I don't think it goes the distance. I just don't. I think Opetaia is too nasty. If it's a 12-round fight, as it is at this moment, I like Opetaia, well, we'll be even wider than that. The fight won't go the distance. I like that prop. You're getting that at considerably better odds than 33-1. You're getting that at 5.5-1. I'm going to hedge the play with the underdog simply to win. That's how I see it, but understand the risk involved. If this goes to a decision and Opetaia does not get the stoppage against the guy who has not lost as a professional, you lose it all. That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section of this YouTube video. Thanks for stopping by.